oceans. Yes, so geography lesson, second lesson, land and oceans. So before going to see about land and oceans, let us recollect some points which we have studied in first lesson. Yes, how the universe has formed, we know because of the Big Bang theory. What is Big Bang theory? The universe, the celestial universe is the collection of celestial bodies, stars, comets, planets, solar system, everything. Yes, how the earth is formed? Because of the huge expansion of fire. Only our land mass has formed. Yes. So Earth, coming to Earth, Earth is the third planet from the. So Earth is the only living planet in which all the living organisms can exist. And if you view the Earth from the space, it is blue in color. So only we are calling Earth as the blue planet. Yes, the another name for Earth is living planet and blue planet. Why in Earth alone all the living things are existing means because of the suitable conditions, because of the necessary conditions. There are many conditions to live. Yes, so for the living things can exist. So these conditions are present only in the Earth. Yes, so if you view the Earth from the space, I told it is blue in color. Why it is blue in color means because of the presence of water in 71%. Yes, ocean, if you take the whole Earth, about 71% of the Earth is covered by water bodies, that is nothing but ocean. And 29% it is covered by land masses. Yes, is it clear now? So when we view the Earth from the space, it is blue in color. Why it is blue in color means because of the presence of water bodies. The other name for water bodies is ocean. It is present about 71%. So the huge mass of the Earth is covered only by means of water bodies. The rest of the things we call, that is 29% is covered by means of land masses. Okay, land masses. 29% is land masses and 71% is blue in color, that is water bodies. Okay, so before this planets, and you know there are 7 continents and 5 oceans. 7 continents and 5 oceans. Now it is very clear that there are 7 continents and 5 oceans, but before 600 million years ago, yes, before 600 years ago, all the land masses were present together without any space. Is it clear? So before 600 billion years, what happened? All the continents are present, clustered together, and that we call it as Pangaea. Pangaea is nothing but supercontinent. Why we are telling that as a supercontinent means all the 7 continents were clustered together at a particular place, and also all the 5 oceans, they were together in a particular place, that we call it as Panthalassa. Pangaea and Panthalassa. Pangaea means land, Panthalassa means water. Pangaea means supercontinents. All the 7 continents, yes, all the 7 continents, all the 7 land masses were clustered together before 600 years ago. It was 600 billion years ago. It was clustered together, and we call that as the supercontinent, and that is about 29%. And all the oceans were together in a particular place, and we call that as the Panthalassa. The percentage is 71%. Then after that, how all the continents and all the continents and oceans are placed means because of the internal movement of the internal heat of the earth. Because of the internal heat of the earth, little by little, it is expanding, and the land masses are moved away, and now it is placed at a particular place having water bodies in between the continents. Is it clear? So 600 billion years ago, it was clustered together, and we call that as Pangaea. And water bodies, all the water bodies clustered together, we call that as the Panthalassa. After that, because This is about land. Now is it okay for you? What is land and oceans? Now we are going to see about this landforms. In the earth, this landforms is classified into three things: first order landform, second order landform, and third order landform. Under first order landforms, they are grouped as continents and oceans. Continents and oceans will come under first order landforms. Mountains, plateaus and plains will come under second order, and valleys, beaches and sand dunes will come under third order. So these landforms are classified into three things: first order, second order and third order. First order landform, in first order landform, we will see about continents and oceans, and in second order landforms we will see mountains, plateaus and plains, and in third order landforms we are going to see valleys, beaches and sand dunes. But in olden days, this landforms, it is classified into five things. We have studied in the lower classes. What are they? Kurinji, Mullai, Marudam, Neithal and Palai. Because this Kurinji means mountain and the places around the mountain. All these things will come under Kurinji. Mountain region and the area around the mountain, we call that as the Kurinji. The second one is Mullai, forest, and forest area will come under Mullai, and Marudam means all the agricultural land. Yes, all the agricultural land we call that as the Marudam, and Neithal means sea area, we are calling that as the Neithal, and desert region we call that as the Palai. Yes, so these are Kurinji, Mullai, Marudam, Neithal and Palai, also one classification of landform. Here we are going to see, first we will see about first order classification, that is continents and oceans. So coming to continents, continents are nothing but vast land masses. Continents are nothing but vast land masses. So there are 7 continents. You know that one: Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. So these are all the 7 continents present on the earth. Now coming to oceans, there are 5 oceans: Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean and Arctic Ocean. These are all the 5 oceans present on the earth. So if you take the percentage of water bodies, it is 71% is all the 5 oceans. Yes, if you take all the 5 oceans, that area is 71%, and if you take all the land masses, it is 29%. Okay, so this mountains, continents and ocean will come under first order classification. Then we will see the second order classification. So in second order classification, mountains, plateaus and plains will come under second order classification. Okay, let us see the second order classification now. Second order landforms. There are 3 things present in the second order landforms. First one is mountain, second one plateaus and third one plains. First we will see about mountains. Mountains means from the sea level it is raised up to 600 meters, and also it is having steep slopes like this. Here it will start like this, and it will have point, that is at the top of the mountain a particular point will be there, and suddenly it will have slope, and this form we call it as mountains. Yes, this point we call it as peak. The point on the mountain, the point on the tip of the mountain, we call that as the peak, and it is connected by means of slopes. So mountain is nothing but from the ground level it will raise up to 600 meter, and it has steep slopes, and the tip of the mountain we call that as the peak. So these mountains can be present in isolation or in groups. Isolation means separately. Small mountain will be there, no? When you go near isolation or groups. Yes. If the mountains are extending large area, yes, the mountain is extending, continuing like that, we call that as mountain range. If it is present, isolation means present separately, groups means group of mountains, yes, and extending to the larger area. The mountain is like this, it is starting from here, and if it extends throughout, that is 100 kilometers, 100 meters, like that, if it is present means we call that as the mountain range. So example for mountain, Himalayas of Asia, in the continent Asia, that is in India, Himalaya is there, and Rocky Mountains of North America, and Mount Everest. This peak I told you, the highest point, the point on the highest point on the mountain, we call that as the peak. The name of the peak is in India, in Himalayas only it is present, Mount Everest peak. The height, that is from the ground level, it is extending from the ground level. The height of the Mount Everest peak is 8,848 kilometers. So the highest peak in the world is Mount Everest. That is the height is 8,848 kilometers. Then coming to mountain, what are the sources means river is the main source of mountains. Yes, from the mountains only all the river will be coming out. So river means water. Yes. So and also if you take mountains, it will give shelter to flora and fauna. So flora means plant. Yes, plant kingdom means we call that as flora. Fauna means animal kingdom. So mountain will give shelter for plants and also for animals. So in scientific word we can say plant means flora and animal means fauna. So mountain will give shelter to flora and fauna. So these all things will concern the mountains. So mountain, once again I will explain. Mountain, it will start from the ground level and it will extend up to 600 meter, and it has steep slopes. The point which is present on the tip of the mountain we call that as the peak. So the highest peak in the world is Mount Everest. The height of the peak is 8,848 kilometers. Example for mountains are Himalayas of Asia, Rocky Mountains of North America. So what are the sources of mountain means river. River plays an important role and it will give shelter to flora and fauna. Then second one is plateaus. Plateaus are nothing but elevated portion. Elevation means this elevated portion, that is some hundreds, few hundreds to few thousand. That may be 200 meters to 2000 or 300 meters to 4000, like that it will extend. So the elevated portion from the ground level we call that as plateaus. This plateaus will have like this flat surface on the mountain ridge, followed surrounded by the slope. We call this as the slope. So this portion, this flat surface, we are calling that as the tableland. So tableland is nothing but a flat surface present on the elevated portion. We call that as the plateaus. Clear? So example for plateaus on Tibetan plateau. It is the highest plateau in the world. So we call that as the roof of the world. Then second one is Chota Nagpur plateau. It is rich in minerals. And Deccan plateau, which is present in India, it is famous for this volcanic eruption. Yes. So plateaus are nothing but elevated. What the difference between mountain and plateau means? Mountain will have the sharp end, corner, point will be present there, but in the plateaus it will have a flat surface on the mountain, and that flat surface we call it as the tableland. So the elevated portion which is having flat surfaces bounded by the slope, we call that as the plateaus. That elevated portion, what is the distance from the level means? From few hundreds to few thousands. There is example for this plateaus on Tibetan plateau, Chota Nagpur plateau and Deccan plateau. And third one, plains. Plain means low-lying areas, that is less than 200 meter level distance. We call that as the plains. Plains are formed by river and tributaries. What is meant by tributaries means branches of river. So if you know this agriculture, water plays an important role. Without water, we can't do agriculture. Thus, plains are formed by rivers and tributaries. So, the area in which agriculture plays an important role, we call that as a plains. So, in this region, agricultural land, water plays an important role. So, plains will have essential amount of water, and also it will have, if the water is there, the soil will also be fertile. Fertile means is capable of producing different varieties of grains, agriculture. Yes. So this fertile soil will be present there, and also because in olden days, before the civilization starts, people will go near the waterage area, that is river area, and there only they have started cultivating the grains. So the civilization developed only in the plains. Example for plains are the areas of Kaveri, Vaigai, Krishna. These are all examples for plains. So all this will come under second order landforms: mountains, plateaus, and plains. Next we will see about the third order landform. Third order landform. Third order landforms are formed on mountains, plateaus, and plains. So what are mountains, plateaus, and plains? These are all second order landforms. So third order landforms are formed on mountains, plateaus, and plains by erosional and depositional activities of rivers, glaciers, wind, and waves. So third order landforms are formed on second order landforms by erosional and depositional activities of rivers, glaciers, wind, and waves. So what is meant by river? River you know. Rivers. Glaciers means the ice, the frozen water particles which are present on the mountains, we call that as the glaciers. To know wind and waves. Waves are produced on the seas and oceans. So coming to erosional and depositional. What is meant by erosional? Erosional is nothing but the property of erosion. Erosion means removal of surface material. Yes, erosion means removal of surface material on the earth. We call that as erosion. What is deposition means? The eroded particles, no, the removal of surface material. Surface material which are present on the surface of the earth will move out, and it is transmitted by wind and waves. That are transmitted by wind and waves, and it will be deposited on some other place. So that we call it as deposition. So in one place, the removal of surface material, the material which are present on the surface of the earth will be removed, and they are transmitted by means of wind and waves, and it is deposited on some other place. We call that as a deposition. Yes, is it clear now? So this third order landforms are formed on mountains, plateaus, and plains by erosional and depositional activities of rivers, glaciers, wind, and waves. So what is meant by erosion means removal of surface materials from the earth. Deposition means the removed particles from the earth will be transmitted by means of wind and waves, and it will be deposited on some place. We call that as deposition of eroded materials. We call that as the deposition. This is all you will study in the higher classes. Then coming to valleys, beaches. So valleys is nothing but, so here this mountain range, because of the passage of rivers. When the river is always passing through the mountains, there will be the erosion will be taking place, and the structure of the mountain will be varying, and that we call it as valleys. And beaches and sand dunes means beaches. You know, we all gone to Marina Beach. So if you are walking on the Marina Beach means that is nothing but the one form of landform. So this beach and sand dunes are nothing but this will come under third order landforms. So third order landforms are formed by means of formed on the second order landforms by which process erosional and depositional activities of rivers, glaciers, wind and waves. So this first one erosional, that is these valleys are formed by means of erosion of rivers. Erosion by means of rivers, and the second beaches and sand dunes are formed by the erosion of wind and waves. That's all this third order landform. So in this class we have studied about first order landforms, second order landforms and third order landforms. In the next class we are going to see about oceans. Okay, that's all for today's class. Thank you. And social, write down the mind map for classification of landforms with example. Mind map is given in your book. You find out the example and write it as the homework. Okay children, thank you.